Do you need auto insurance, SR22 insurance, homeowners insurance, or commercial insurance? Call 216-691-9227 for a free insurance quote. With over 22 years of experience, Washington & Company Insurance Agency will save you money on your auto, SR22, homeowners, or commercial insurance with liability starting as low as $35 a month and full coverage starting as low as $70 a month. Whatever your insurance needs are, call 216-691-9227. Washington & Company Insurance Agency for a free quote. News Talk Cleveland, WERE, Cleveland Heights, WENZ HD2, and WZAK HD3 Cleveland. And streaming live at blackplanetradio.com. This is a paid program brought to you by Starfish Speaks. The views and opinions expressed are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of this station or its management.
On WERE 1490. We're so pleased to be here to bring you information about the resources in our community, current events in education, hot topics and ideas to make parenting your special needs, young adult or child, enriching and hopefully fun. We hope you'll join us in our discussion today by calling 216-578-1490. We hope for Starfish Speaks to become an important part of your Sunday afternoon, so grab a cup of coffee and join us in the discussion. I'm Donna Gilcher, the host of Starfish Speaks, and today I have Willem Eccles co-hosting. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Today we're going to be addressing money, jobs, benefits, financial well-being. We know as parents that everyone needs to be financially independent and secure to be successful. But for our young adults with disabilities, it can make the difference between them achieving independence or not. So, I am so excited to have with us today our guest, Barbara Thomas. She's worked in the nonprofit sector for 19 years. For the past 14 years, she's worked directly with persons with physical, cognitive, and mental health disabilities. Barbara has worked at Linking Abilities Potential, LEAP, we had them here before, since 2007, and now serves as the Benefit Services Team Leader. She completed training to become a certified benefit specialist through the Cornell University Schools of Industrial and Labor Relations Employment Disability Institute. Welcome, Barbara. And I found out you're the only certified benefits analysis in our area.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. Thank you for having me.
So we're so excited to have you. And we have Greg. Thanks. Greg just rolled in today, so welcome, Greg.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
It's a crazy rainy day today in Cleveland.
Yes,
so,
it is.
Barbara, for our listeners who may not be familiar with terminology of entitlement programs and benefits and those kind of things we're going to be talking about today, could you tell us what we're talking about when we talk about entitlement programs specifically?
Okay, so I'm guessing you're meaning benefits programs. We're talking about government benefits such as Social Security government benefits, SSI, Supplemental Security Income, SSDI, Social Security Disability Income, and also other entitlement benefits such as SNAP benefits, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It was formerly known as the Food Stamp Benefit, Medicare, which is governmental health insurance, Medicaid, which is the public assistance health insurance, and things like that.
Wow. I didn't realize there were that many.
Yeah, there are really more than that, but that's just...
Those are the big ones that affect our young adults. Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Unbelievable. So, you mentioned one, the SSI.
Yes.
And that's the
Supplemental Security Income.
Supplemental Security Income. And that one's specifically for individuals with disabilities, right?
Yes, it's for individuals with disabilities or the aged.
Okay.
Of 65 and over.
Okay.
People who have little or no income and little or no resources, very little work history.
Okay. And then SSDI.
SSDI is Social Security Disability Insurance. It's for people who have that work history has paid into the system, and now they're kind of just earned enough credits to be able to pull some of that money back down and get it.
As an educational consultant, I am always pushing transition.
Yes.
And I must admit, everybody, I'm very selfish. I believe individuals with disabilities need to be out there working because I want to sometime be able to retire and collect Social Security. So people need to pay into the system. I tell my son all the time. So here's
My
the
mom
big
used
one.
to say that a lot too. So, hi, Mom.
So the first one, if a young adult with a disability gets a job, they're automatically losing their SSI benefits.
And that's not actually true. That's a big myth out here. It's not actually true. There is a few things which Social Security will allow you to use. They're called work incentives to be able to ease your way off of your benefit, not just lose it all at once. And also, SSI is a supplemental security income benefit. So what it does is really, its purpose is to supplement someone's income. So the income that you earn from work, if it's still low income, then you can also have the SSI to supplement that income.
Oh, okay. So you wouldn't end up losing
You
it.
wouldn't necessarily
Now,
end up
is
losing
there a
it.
time, though, that you could lose some of those benefits?
There is a time you could lose some of those benefits. It just depends on what situation you're in.
Okay.
So everyone's situation is different.
But is it going to be that if you go to work, you know, what I get all the time from parents, you know what, if my child works, they're going to make less money.
That's not actually true.
And then if you lose Social Security, they can't pay rent.
Okay. In fact, if you go to work and you receive SSI, you could be getting more money by working. Because if you're working, you could potentially also receive an SSI benefit and still have more money than just your SSI benefit.
Oh, that is so great to hear, because I think all of us want to earn more money. All right.
Exactly.
So let's do the second one, and we're going to take a call from caller 1 real quick. Hi, this is Starfish Speaks. Who am I speaking with?
Hello?
Hi. Who am I speaking with? Is this Mary?
This is Mary.
Hi. What's your question for the day?
Well, I have a question. Why is it that it seems that autopsy is more common among boys than girls? And does that help them to get a job easier than the girls?
You mean having autism help you get a job easier? I don't know that under the disabilities that anybody, that what your disability is helps make it easier or harder for getting a job. I think it depends upon your hard skills, which those are the skills that you have. Do you know how to use a computer? Do you know how to do construction, do office work, whatever? And your soft skills. And we've talked about those communication skills.
Communication skills, exactly.
Are the big ones.
Also, I'd say that
My other thing is, I'm kind of hung up on the TV show, The Good Doctor. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
No, I'm not.
Well, he's a high-functioning autistic man.
Okay.
Boy man. And I think it's a really good show. Some of it is it seems a little too dramatic. If you don't really know anybody that has autism, you would think that, wow, they're really pushing that.
Yes.
But they're really not. I know people like
Oh, I know.
like
The
that.
new CBS show you're talking about. You know what?
Right.
Actually, I did catch an episode of that. And you know what? I got to tell
I just
you
so happened to watch a little bit of that last
one
week.
of the things that I think is so great about that show, living with someone that has autism and working with people that have autism, actually for a lot of our young adults, that really is how they see the world. But more importantly, the guy's a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
That says, you know what? If you have a disability, you
can
can
do
be
anything.
and do anything. So,
Exactly.
Mary, thanks so much for calling. We appreciate that call. Thank you. All right, Myth Buster. Let's do number 2. If I try to go to work, I will automatically lose my Medicaid and Medicare benefits.
No, that's not true. It just depends on, with Medicaid and Medicare has 2 different sets of rules. It really depends on what you're earning from work, whether or not you'll lose your Medicare. And with Medicaid, there are different categories of Medicaid, in which there is a category called Medicaid buy-in for workers with disabilities. That category of Medicaid actually allows you to go to work and sort of buy your Medicaid or buy into the Medicaid program.
Is that better to buy in than be able to get private insurance?
Absolutely, because the premium is really determined upon the income that you bring in. So it's not high, it still could be low income. I've been doing this for about 10 years, and I would say the highest premium I've seen thus far is about $30.
Oh, that's not
for
bad.
a person who's working and earning about $30,000 a year. So
that's actually a good deal.
Good.
So we don't have to worry about not being able to get access to our doctors or our medication or any of that stuff when we go to work.
No.
All right, good. All right. Third myth, that the government only selects certain individuals to be able to even get chosen for these tickets to work.
No, that's definitely a myth. Everyone's assigned a ticket to work that's on a SSI or SSDI program. Now, you don't receive an actual physical ticket, but you're supposed to just know that you have that ticket to work, and you're eligible to be able to assign that ticket to any employment network and begin vocational services if you choose to. No one selected. Is totally up to the beneficiary of the SSI or SSDI program.
Okay, so then if people haven't, say they're on SSI, some of our young adults, they're graduating from high school, they're on SSI, they're not really sure where to go, they didn't have good transition planning, so here came September and they're at home, they get SSI, they didn't get any information about a ticket to work. How could they go about getting a ticket to work? Because I know we use the ticket to work to be able to get training.
Yes. Well, they usually send out a letter once a year to people who are eligible for the Ticket to Work program. So they would know they have the ticket to work, or they could find out about it through their through the VR services.
Okay.
Or the County Board of DD services.
Okay.
Which is developmental disabilities.
Okay.
We're always using acronyms. So.
I know we are. That's called the special ed world.
Right.
And if they're not connected yet with VR services because they don't know that they could do that, or they're not connected with DD services, which some are, we have. Can they call Social Security?
Absolutely. They could call Social Security up and ask them about the program.
Ask them, can you send me a ticket to work? Or
Yes.
And get any of that. Cool. All right. So that's our myth 3 down. All right. We're busting it through. All right. So here's a big one, because everybody that goes from being under the children's, parents with disability are scared to death of their kids losing their SSI when they transfer from the child system to the adult system.
Yes.
I mean, it's a huge fear. And so a myth that I keep hearing is, well, I know about the ticket to work, but if I use that ticket to work, then that's going to alert Social Security that I'm able to work, and they're going to conduct a medical review of my case, and I'm going to lose my benefits automatically.
No, that's not true at all. While your ticket is assigned, one of the rules of the Ticket to Work program is that Social Security does not do a continuing disability review while the ticket is assigned.
So if you have your ticket and you're using your ticket, I want to make sure I'm hearing it so our listeners we're clear on this. If you use your ticket to work and you're working towards having a job or doing any of that, you automatically don't have to worry about those.
Absolutely. You don't
medical reviews.
You don't have to worry about a medical review.
Well, let me tell you, that is a huge plus and benefit for that ticket to work.
Yes, it actually is.
Because there is, I know, and watching some people do the medical reviews, there doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason to the reviewers sometimes with the government. All right. Here's a big one. Last fifth big myth. All right. If my check stops because I go to work, I'm making more than my Social Security benefit, then I have to stop working because I get sick or my disability or I get fired. I have to reapply for benefits all over again and start the process from scratch.
No, that's actually not true. It just depends where you are in your work incentives. So for SSDI, for instance, if you stop working and not earning what you were earning that made you unable to receive your Social Security check, and it's because of your condition or related to the condition that you were enrolled into the SSDI program in the first place for, and it's within 5 years, there's a work incentive called expedited reinstatement. This work incentive allows a person, as long as it's within 5 years of when they stop working, and they still have the same condition, it allows them to be able to go to Social Security and have their check reinstated, or it'll start back up, and Social Security will give them up to 6 months worth of payments while they're deciding if they still fit the definition of disability for Social Security's purposes. If they do, then the benefit will just continue. If they don't, then it will stop in whatever month that is, and then they won't have to pay any of those 6 months or those months of payments up. But the good thing about this work incentive is that it starts back up without an application. So you just have to alert Social Security that you're not working anymore.
So I can just make a phone call to Social Security, say, hey, I lost my job, I'm not working, and I could assume that within the month I'll be started back up again.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what? For a parent, I got to tell you that knowing that that's actually true, that once you do it and then you're out, that it's not a matter of you start the whole process again. That's a really great thing. Yes. All right. So, Barbara, I got to tell you, I appreciate you clearing up all of those myths.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
We are going to go to break. When we return, I want us to talk about benefit analysis. And so give us a call at 216-578-1490. We want to hear your questions. Hear you in a few.
Do you need auto insurance, SR22 insurance, homeowners insurance, or commercial insurance? Call 216-691-9227 for a free insurance quote. With over 22 years of experience, Washington and Company Insurance Agency will save you money on your auto, SR22, homeowners, or commercial insurance with liability starting as low as $35 a month and full coverage starting as low as $70 a month. Whatever your insurance needs are, call 216-691-9227. Washington and Company Insurance Agency for a free quote. Visit newstalkcleveland.com to sign up for the One VIP card from American Express Serve. Get free early direct deposit, ATM use, and online bill payment. Your money matters.
Cleveland, this is Hamptonio. Tune in each and every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. to 360 Info and join our growing audience of informed listeners. Free your mind and everything else will follow. Listen as we discuss business, finance, holistic health, history, and empowering topics to strengthen, inform, and enlighten the community in which we live. Each and every Saturday at 11 a.m. Join me and my array of dynamic co-hosts, 360 Info, not waiting for history, but making history.
If you're having a crisis or dealing with a dangerous situation, there is someone who can help. Did you know that RTA buses and trains are safe places? Look for the yellow diamond-shaped Safe Place signs on all vehicles and at various RTA locations. If you are in crisis, get to a Safe Place vehicle or location and let the bus or train operator know, and he or she will contact the transit police, whom will immediately get to your location and assist. There is no fee for Safe Place assistance. Log on to riderta.com/Safe Place for more information. This is a WERE public service announcement.
WERE Cleveland Heights, WENZ HD2, and WZAK HD3 Cleveland.
Welcome back to Starfish Speaks. We're glad to have you here. We have Barbara Thomas from LEAPS. She's here as the benefit analyst specialist. And we're going into the big topic now. So, benefit analysis, okay?
Yes.
For those that don't understand what it is, okay, can you, A, tell us what it is, but then, B, why is it so important for a person with a disability to have this completed and know about it and even do it yearly?
Okay, yes. So a benefit analysis is when a person with a disability decides to go to work. It's very important for them to have, because there's a lot of myths out there that state that you will lose your benefits all at once or that you will lose them at all if you go to work, and that's not true. So what happens is during a benefits analysis is that a benefit specialist will sit down with you and just explain to you what will happen to your benefits when you go to work. The purpose of Social Security doesn't automatically all of a sudden just stop your benefits when you go to work.
They're not that harsh.
There's not that harsh. No. There's work incentives in place and things that are in place that'll help you ease your way off your benefits. Or if you want to keep your benefits, there's things in place that can help you to keep your benefits when you go to work and your own Social Security. So a benefits analysis is very important to have because that information can be discussed with you during that meeting.
So can we also, is it possible, because when you were talking about the entitlement programs, I got to tell you, I was like, well, I'm writing them all down here because I hadn't heard about a lot of them. Doing a benefit analysis, is that sometimes a time that you can also find out if maybe you're not utilizing all the benefits that you're allowed?
Absolutely. A good benefits analysis meeting will also give you information on benefits that you may be eligible for or that you're entitled to and are not receiving. And during my benefits analysis, I would also assist you with applying for those benefits and helping you to get enrolled into them.
That's why you're the best in the state. All right. So, Willem, you had a question, I know.
Yeah. So when you're doing a benefits analysis, getting ready for that, and you're prepping to go in and actually meet with you, there are certain things that I know you're gonna need to have with you. Certain things you'll need to know, and there's certain things that you're gonna need to have from people to be able to actually do the benefits analysis. Now, what do you find is most people forget and don't know about or actually didn't think of when they're going in to see you that would actually be the most benefit to have?
And probably also, what do you got to take?
Yeah.
Well, during the benefits analysis, the one that I complete, the thing I need the most from the person is what type of work they would want to, what type of work they're looking to obtain, and how much money they're looking to earn during that work. I think that's the most important thing, because we have to kind of create a picture around that work and those earnings to see what the effect would be to their benefits.
All right. So, Greg, Willem, I know both of you have actually had benefit analysis done by Ms. Thomas. And so could you possibly, either one of you guys or both of you, I'd like, share your benefit analysis and how that helped you in developing your independent plan?
My benefits analysis to me was a learning experience, because it was like, wow, I didn't realize I could use this, or I was eligible for this, or, I can go to work doing any particular job and still keep, my benefits and everything, because I've gone through quite a few vocational services, but never had a benefits analysis. But when you come over to LEAP, it's like they tell you the truth. So, yeah, the benefits analysis was a big help to me in more ways than one.
Were you able to find out that you actually had ability to have more resources?
Exactly. It was more resources than just the basic ones.
Right.
So it's like, wow, this works.
Was Barbara able to help you apply for some additional ones and stuff as well?
Exactly. Most definitely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a huge help to me.
Cool. Willem, how was the benefit analysis for you?
Well, I had a similar sort of experience. I found it very beneficial, but one of the things I found of most benefit was the fact that I was able to get a clear understanding of what the ramifications were, what everything we were talking about was, and I was able to get a clear picture of what to expect or what I should expect from my benefits and what I could receive. I can tell you that most of SSI anything makes my head spin. It's the most god-awful, confusing things I've ever seen. I dread ever seeing their envelopes in the mail. But honestly, most of what seems so confusing and complex, Barb made it extremely easy for me to understand what we were talking about, what was going on, and what it meant. And so for me, that was one of the greatest assets of it. For me, it was really beneficial when she was able to help me craft a pass plan to be able to buy my own car. It was something I was going to need for my job at the time that I was working towards being fully employed for. So
cool. We're going to be talking about past plans today as well. Okay. All right. So we have an individual. We're going to work. We're maintaining our benefits. You talked a little bit about that Medicaid buy-in. Yes. And whatever. But we also, I know that when I sat through a benefits analysis with my son, we also talked something about a buy down and that the Medicaid pay down that you have to do with it, the dollar.
Oh, the spin down.
And stuff like that.
Spin down.
Can you explain that a little more for some of us that were trying to figure that out still?
I will explain the spin down, but actually the spin down is no longer in effect anymore.
Wow,
right.
That's great.
So, that was eliminated.
Yeah, it was eliminated because we went to a 1634 state. Ohio did, and so what that means is there's no more spin down, and that people are eligible for Medicaid as long as they have income below $735, and that's only the category of age, blind, or disabled Medicaid.
So if you make less than $735, $35.
Is that per day, per month, per week?
Month.
Per month.
Okay.
Yes.
You automatically get Medicaid.
Yes.
And that includes persons with disabilities?
Yes. It's persons aged, blind, or disabled.
Okay. So that automatically does that.
Yes.
And at what point do you have to buy in to your Medicaid with income?
Okay, so when you go to work, of course your income is going to be more than that income amount.
Yay.
So you can apply for a Medicaid buy-in for workers with disabilities. That program is a different category of Medicaid, but it's the same Medicaid benefits you would get if it was age, blind, or disabled Medicaid. The only difference is that you're working. You have to be working to be enrolled into this program.
Okay.
And if you're making over for this year, for 2017, if you're making over $18,090, then you may have to pay a small premium for that Medicaid buy-in program. And that premium is just depend upon what income you're earning and what income is in your household.
Wow. Okay, so let me ask you a question. I've always heard, though, if a person with a disability is 18, even if they lived at home, they become a household of themselves.
Yes, that is actually true. If a person is 18, a child becomes 18, they're now looked at as an adult. And if they're living in their parents' home and paying their fair share of the living expenses or paying rent to their parents, they're looked at as an adult in their own household. So a household within a household, if you will.
The mom and dad's income, because a lot of times, a lot of our families at Starfish will say our kids don't qualify for SSI because we make too much money. But when in turn 18, that stops because it's just on the students.
It should be just on the student's income.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right. Mm-hmm. Boy, I'm telling you, it makes my head spin, but this is so important information. All right. So Willem touched quickly on the PASS plan.
Okay.
And this is one I got to tell you. We learned from Barbara about the PASS plan. It changed our lives.
Godsend.
But as I talk to people, so few people know about the PASS plan.
Yeah.
And so can you tell us about it? And then how difficult is it really to apply for?
Okay. So the PASS plan, as I stated earlier, is actually the PASS stands for Plan to Achieve Self-Sufficiency. And it's a plan between the beneficiary of the Social Security benefit and the Social Security Administration. It's an agreement between them that the person will develop this plan to become more independent and maybe come off of the rolls of Social Security.
Permanently.
Not permanently.
Wow.
So what the plan does is it allows you to put away some money to go towards a vocational goal. That vocational goal can be things such as starting a business. It could be like Willem did, purchase a car that helped him to be able to go to work. You know, there was transportation for him to be able to do his job.
To get a job.
So as long as it's a vocational goal, then you can utilize a pass.
So if
So it's almost like the stable account almost.
Well, we're going to get to that because it's a little bit different than the stable account, because I know the stable account has specific limitations and things. So here's an example. If somebody wants to go into, say, the carpenter trade,
Yes.
and you'd think it's not a lot of startup for that, but there's a lot of tools that you need to be a handyman, carpenter kind of thing. Could a young adult actually write a pass plan to purchase all that equipment?
Yes, they can write a pass plan to purchase the tools if they need training, whatever they need. As long as it's pertaining to that vocational goal of being a carpenter, they can write a pass plan for it.
Can a pass plan be used also for like paying to go to a technical school or something as well?
Absolutely, because the end goal is to enter into that trade and possibly come off of the rolls of Social Security.
Let me ask you a question. If you can have this pass plan, and as I understand, I want to make sure because I'm, simplistic. If I write a pass plan, I'm working part-time right now, but I'm going to school because I want to do something else. I write a pass plan to help pay for that tuition. All the money I'm getting from working, I could put into my pass plan.
Absolutely.
Doesn't affect my Social Security benefits, my food stamps, any of those programs.
Absolutely.
And then it helps me then pay for that advanced training I need to be able to go to that next step too.
Yes. That's the gist of it, yes.
All right, so there's got to be somewhere there's got to be that, monkey hoop that makes this, because that sounds so simple and it sounds so good. I don't know why every young adult isn't on one.
No, that's actually the gist of it. Yeah.
Okay,
it's just very underutilized in Ohio.
Okay, so how hard is it to write a pass plan?
It's not hard at all. Social Security even provides a pass plan form for you. As long as you have the steps that it's going to take to meet that end goal, it's not hard at all to write a pass plan.
Okay, so now we know a lot of people, especially young adults and even kids with autism and different things, they sometimes have difficulty identifying those steps.
Yes.
Is that something that you as a benefit analysis and at LEAP are able to do?
Yes, absolutely. We can sit down with you and help you to create the plan and actually help you to walk you through what the steps would be for you to get to that end vocational goal.
Wow. Okay, so you would be able to help us walk through. If I'm not really good at writing, I'm assuming that you can help scribe it for us.
We will write it for you, yes.
And submit it.
Yes.
And then how long does it take to be able to know if you even got a pass plan?
That just depends.
Okay.
The pass plan is then submitted to what's called the Area Work Incentive Coordinator for Social Security. And then she takes a look to see if it's complete and if it's a viable vocational goal.
Okay.
She's very, very helpful because if she feels like it needs a little work or if it needs another element, she'll let you know, but she won't just deny the pass plan.
Still out of Akron, right?
Still out of Akron.
I was thinking of
Miss Chandler.
Miss Chandler, you know what? And where it was funny because she used to be Willem's SSI support administrator for it, and
she was really nice.
She is an awesome, helpful kind of person. So so basically, if I want to get a pass plan application, I could even just go to SSI website.
Yes, and print one out.
Print it out. It would be easy to do yourself. Or
Yes.
all right, so I'm encouraging everybody to do this because it's been great. I know we're working on trying to do another pass plan with it. So Greg brought up stable accounts.
Yes.
And so, can you give us another myth bust? All right. So with the stable and able accounts, after our last show, I had a parent that actually contacted me and said, well, that's fine and good, and you said $14,000 a year that they could put into it. However, when I spoke to Social Security, they told me if my child has assets more than $2,000, they will lose their SSI.
That is correct, but not when it comes to the stable account.
Tell us why.
The stable account is sort of a protection. Those assets are protected. SSI is protected. Medicaid is protected when that money is put into the stable account.
And then the stable account?
It's not accounted as a resource.
So it's not a resource.
Asset. No.
It's able to make money because
it's able to make money. You're allowed to deposit $14,000 a year into the stable account up to a limit of $100,000.
Okay, up to $100,000. Okay. And then that money can actually make money because I think it's invested and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's really specific things that you can purchase with the stable account. So it's not as broad as a pass plan would be, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
With the stable account, you have to purchase. You can pay for things like rent. You can pay for things that you need for your disability, like medical expenses, medical bills, things of that nature. It is a very broad understanding, but a very broad allowance that they will allow you to pay for, but it's not as broad as what a pass plan would do.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you use a stable and a pass plan actually together to be able to advance a goal for being independent and having your own business?
Yes, you could.
So there's a lot of ways. And so if a family came and met with you, or a young adult comes and meets with you, you'd be able to actually talk about all the different ways of being able to do that.
Yes, and how they would interact with each other. That's the important thing, to see how the benefits and will all interact, the work incentives would all interact with each other when a person goes to work.
Awesome. I think that's just so cool. But you know what? That's good to know that it does not affect Social Security benefits. That's what every parent's nightmare is.
Yes.
And whatever. Willem, I know you had a pass plan you started to talk about.
Yes.
How was the experience of writing a pass plan?
Thankfully, it was pretty painless. I hate filling out forms. It's not my favorite thing at all, especially when it comes to government forms. But thankfully, Barb was able to do pretty much most of the process of that part for me and work along with me with that so that we could just get that done pretty easily.
So what did you do your pass plan for?
My pass plan was for me being able to purchase a car that I needed as part of an employment requirement I had from an employer at the time. And so that was set up so that a certain amount of money per paycheck would actually be able to go allocated to that and completely be ignored otherwise from being part of my income.
Awesome. And do pass plans have to be a certain amount of time?
No, they don't have to be time limited.
So it could be 6 months. I think his was like a 6-month plan.
Yes.
You could have a 1-year plan, a 2-year, whatever.
5-year plan, just as long as it's a viable goal, and you can, the amount of time matches the time that it should take for the person to attain that goal.
Attain the goal.
Yes.
Wow. Greg, have you had a pass plan?
Yes, I actually did have a pass plan. But this time when I went for my benefits analysis, like I said, it was explained to me a whole lot more different than what it was the first time I did it. And as he mentioned, it was pretty painless and simple because my pass plan, I worked towards, guest service, customer service type stuff just to get back on my feet and get situated. And that actually worked. It worked out pretty well because here I am working again. So
great.
Yeah.
So you used your pass plan to pay for training.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? These are so many great things here. All right. So I want us to go now talking to the big one because you know what? So many of our young adults are, especially those with autism, we're finding are going out in the community, they're getting jobs, and then unfortunately they're having times that they're broken employment and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I know that the Department of Developmental Disabilities back in August announced the new push for entrepreneurship or the self-employment plans and doing these self-employment plans. So What can you tell us about becoming self-employed and how being self-employed could affect our benefits?
Well, I think self-employment is a great opportunity to be able to be self-employed. It can affect your benefits just as traditional work can. It just depends on what the situation is. There are a lot of work incentives offered through Social Security and also, for that matter, through the IRS that can assist you with continuing to keep your benefits. So self-employment, people think because you become self-employed, you automatically start making all this money and you're not allowed to have your benefits anymore. That's not necessarily true.
Right. So it may be something that's worthwhile.
Yes,
I know the county
absolutely.
is working on shaking out all of the requirements for this,
yes.
but definitely is. Now, Willem, I know you're working on a self-employment plan, right? What's the process have you been going through?
Well, first we had a benefit analysis to kind of see what would need to be done to actually start working towards that. And as part of that, I needed a business plan. So currently working on actually getting a good, solid business plan fully formulated and constructed so that we can start building the past plan around that.
Now, you having to write a business plan yourself, or does LEAP help refer you to someone or have people be able to help with that?
Well, we got some support from LEAP, but then also actually got support from another organization as well that has specifically entered in as a service provider to help build and formulate that business plan.
Cool. All right. So let me ask you a question. Do you think that you're going to be able to launch a business? And what's your idea for a business?
Yes, I believe I will be able to launch a business. It will take time and it take effort. It's going to be a long process, but I think it will be well worth it. My business that I'm building is a IT business. I'm focusing on helping home and residential users and small businesses. And I want to help focus specifically, though, on building user knowledge base, since there's a lot of common problems or scenarios that a lot of people come across and experience that can be avoided just through user knowledge.
Cool. All right. And LEAP's able to help you do that.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. All right. I know we got to go to break. So when we come back from break, please call in with your questions. 216-578-1490.
Do you need auto insurance, SR22 insurance, homeowners insurance, or commercial insurance? Call 216-691-9227 for a free insurance quote. With over 22 years of experience, Washington & Company Insurance Agency will save you money on your auto, SR22, homeowners, or commercial insurance with liability starting as low as $35 a month and full coverage starting as low as $70 a month. Whatever your insurance needs are, call 216-691-9227. Washington & Company Insurance Agency for a free quote.
Are you addicted to drugs or alcohol? Even if you think you might have a problem, call this number right now for free information. 800-610-4417. That's 800-610-4417. By calling the Addiction Rehab Specialist, you're taking the first steps to recovery. Their advisors are ready to match you with a proven 5-star facility right now. The call is free and the information is free. 800-610-4417. The federal government says you can have up to 90 days off work for treatment. And if you have insurance through your employer, it could mean little to no cost to you. This free call is completely confidential. Seriously, pick up the phone and call us now. Our advisors are standing by. 800-610-4417. 800-610-4417. That's 800-610-4417. 800-610-4417. Addiction Rehab Specialist is a network of independent treatment centers and placement services nationwide.
This is Reverend Sharpton, and on the last Keeping It Real with Reverend Al Sharpton.
Let's go to line 3 and welcome Scott. You say there's been a conspiracy to sabotage the president. Can you be more specific about that?
Yes, I can. Got Jeff Flake and Bob Corker and they're merely a Gentile front for George Soros, and who wants to create a new world order, a one-world government. He's behind Occupy Wall Street and the Black Lives Matter, the Antifa change.
Why can't it be that Black Lives Matter is a true activist organization, and it's all about saving black people's lives and not about advancing Mr. Soros?
In many regards, sir, it's like the civil rights movement in the 1960s. It's riddled with Jewish communists, and Soros is an
Scott, I appreciate it, man. You know, I want to pray for you with the anti-Semitism. You got this sect of people in this country that want to blame Jewish Americans for everything. It's called anti-Semitism. I'm going to pray for you on that one, Scott.
So keep it real daily with me, Al Sharpton.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, the IRS just hired 4 giant private collection agencies to track down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now, before it's too late. Optima works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collection agencies from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A-rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $500 million in tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-279-6822. 800-279-6822. 800-279-6822.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
WERE Cleveland Heights, WENZ HD2, and WZAK HD3 Cleveland.
Welcome back to Starfish Speaks. We've been talking about benefits and money and finances and learning all the different things. So, Greg, right before we went to break, Willem was sharing about his past plan.
Yes.
I understand you've got a past plan, too.
Yes. While I love the job that I do now, my ultimate objective is to be an on-air broadcaster. That's been my passion since I was a sophomore in high school. So my ultimate objective is to launch the very first ever internet, disability awareness radio show kind of thing.
Cool.
So, yeah, that's always been something that I've been passionate about to this day.
Well, it goes right in. That's why I think that's why we got you as the co-host.
Exactly.
And whatever, because, it absolutely is. So what's involved in your past plan to be able to achieve that goal?
What's involved in my past plan is, of course, you got to be able to come up with the software and the necessary tools that's needed to get it off the ground, in which I thank God for the people that I have in my corner, because I've been able to pull resources left and right. So, yeah, but you have to be able to get the necessary equipment, find people who are willing to sponsor. That's why I'm coming up with the business plan and everything. So
cool.
It's a lot of time and effort, but it's like my mom and my grandparents used to always say, anything worth having is worth fighting for. So.
Absolutely. Well, exactly. And you and I have talked. I'm so pleased because when I'm out of town, Greg's going to be taking over the show for us for the winter months, and so I'm really excited about that. Yeah. So to be your first step into having the show. All right, so Barbara.
Yes.
I've talked to lots of people about benefit analysis because it really did change for me as a mom. It helped change the trajectory for us to know what was going on, because I got to tell you, when we made the phone call to you, I remember going, oh my God, SSI just called me. We have to pay back all money because my son took a job. What am I going to do? And you're like, no. And when we came in, it was like 1,000 pounds was lifted off my shoulders. However, I talk to people all the time about benefit analysis, and they go, well, all it is a piece of paper that tells you how much you're getting and all of that kind of stuff. If people haven't had a benefit analysis from a certified benefit analyst, and there is a difference. I think there's a difference.
There is a difference.
Because you have been trained at Cornell specifically to do this.
Yes.
Then how can they get one from you?
There's several avenues in which you can. usually by referral.
Okay.
From Opportunities for Ohioans with Disabilities or from Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities. Usually a referral from them will get you a benefits analysis appointment with me.
Does the vet administration also refer sometimes?
Yes, sometimes. Not as often, but the Veteran Administration does refer as well.
So you could do those as well. If you don't have right now an open OOD or DD case, is there a way to be able to get an analysis on the Social Security benefits from you?
There is. If you need assistance with getting those cases open or assistance with the application, you could call my agency as well, LEAP, and they can assist you with getting those applications in.
Oh, I didn't know that about LEAP.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, we're going to have to
LEAP
have
is a godsend.
We're going to have LEAP come in again for another show.
LEAP is a godsend, I'm telling you.
All right, we got Stephanie on line 1. Welcome to Starfish Speaks.
Oh, no, we don't want to be on the radio. We just wanted to know how to talk to you off the air.
Oh, you want to know how to talk to us off the air? Very easily. You can email us.
Email. 1 second, please.
All right.
We're going to have a pencil. Okay. And do you know what you're talking about right now? About that woman, the special... Hello?
Hello, yes.
Oh, am I on the air?
You are on the air, and I'm going to, because you know what? That's a question that everybody wants to know, how to get hold of Starfish. And so...
Starfish?
So it's Starfish, STARFISH, at Starfish.
Wait, Starfish?
Yep.
Okay, what's this?
At Starfish Advocacy, STARFISHADVOCACY.org. And that's how you can get hold of Starfish Advocacy. Or if you
the
want,
advocacy thing? Okay.
If you want to know about
good.
Barbara Thomas, how could they call you?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
If you want to know about our benefits analysis and talk with Barbara Thomas, you can call her at
216 696 2716.
Okay. And are you the ones who are talking about the benefits and the able and stable account and all that?
Absolutely. Do you have a question about it?
Well, I just want to know. I might be getting an inheritance or like a lump sum of money, and I have benefits, SSDI and Medicaid. But if I get more money than $2,000 a month, I will lose the Medicaid. And I only get the Social Security, like $830. Sorry, I'm being a little tangential.
It's okay, but you know what? That's the nice thing about the stable account, because that inheritance, you can just directly have it deposited into your stable account. And
my gosh,
they're
that's
free
awesome.
to open, and it will never affect your benefits.
Wow. Okay, because I'm pretty like a bright person, even though I'm not used to being on the air. But,
You're doing great.
My father, he wants to do a special needs trust.
Right.
And I'm not that sick. I have epilepsy, and I can do, I could probably work and everything. So the special needs trust seems very restrictive.
Yeah, and the stable account isn't, because you're going to be able to have control. And that's the nice thing about the stable account, is you get to have the control. And so unless he's going to leave you an inheritance of more than $100,000, and if so, if he could adopt me, that'd be great.
Okay, so it's up to $100,000.
$100,000. Yep. And you can you can apply for a stable account online by just going to the stable account website, Ohio Stable Accounts.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Okay, and the woman's name your name is Barbara?
Barbara Thomas.
Thomas, okay.
All right. Thanks so much for calling.
So much.
Great question.
Good. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
I needed to.
Thank you.
Okay, that's great. The stable account.
All right.
Great.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Yep. Okay. Bye.
All right. So I can't believe, oh my God, I'm looking at the time and I'm like, it's almost gone?
It's almost over.
All right. So before we leave, I want us we always like to ask this question. What would be the 3 suggestions you have that every young adult needs to do, or every parent in preparation for their children's transition into adulthood, or even those young adults and adults with disabilities around the community now need to do to help be successful and have financial success?
3 suggestions. Okay. I would suggest that, of course, I would suggest that you get your child a benefits analysis to plan out what they determine their vocational experience or their job is going to be, or where they want to work and how much money they want to make. I would also suggest that you get connected to opportunities for Ohioans with disabilities or County Board of Developmental Disabilities, because they can help to put those supports in place for your child to reach their vocational goal. And a third one, you can always come to LEAP. We have an excellent employment program, and we also help people to live more independently. So absolutely reach out to us. Check out LEAP.
Check out LEAP. Exactly. And you know what? If your child is in school because of IDEA, that's the IEP, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, and because of the Workforce Investment Act, all children can get identified with OOD starting at age 14. So it has been great. Greg, of course, thanks for joining me.
As always.
My cardiac co-host for me. Willem, thanks for coming. I hope you join us again. And this was Starfish Speaks. We're so glad to have you join us each week. Hope to see you next week. Bye.
Moving like a dancer in a perfect dream. Take my time. Wait with you. Make it last. Keep it true. I love her. Love me too. I alone know me. Something I'm believing up in everything. Tell me you agree. Moving like a dancer in a perfect dream. Here we go. Make a show. Take me in. When you go. Day or night. Follow signs. I alone know me. Something I'm believing up in everything. Tell me you agree. Moving like a dancer in a perfect dream. I am a dancer. I am a singer too. I am a lover. Know what to do when it's all over and there's nothing left to. Won't surrender. Tell you I lose. Met in the middle. Met in another life. I know a simple way to survive. I alone know me. Something of believing up in everything. Tell me you
The proceeding was a paid program brought to you by Starfish Speaks. The views and opinions expressed are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of this station or its management.